How does systemic racism affect schools? Have you ever wondered how the education system can shape a student's future based on their race? Systemic racism in schools is a significant issue that affects many students. It refers to the policies, practices, and norms that create unequal experiences for students based on their race. This form of racism is built into the very structure of schools and impacts students' opportunities and success. One major aspect is the unequal access to resources. Schools that primarily serve students of color often have fewer materials, less experienced teachers, and lower funding than those serving mostly white students. This resource gap leads to differences in academic achievement and limits opportunities for advanced classes or extracurricular activities. Disciplinary practices also reveal systemic racism. Students of color, particularly Black students, are more likely to receive harsher punishments for similar behaviors compared to their white peers. This unfair treatment can cause students to fall behind academically, drop out, or even get involved with the criminal justice system. Teacher biases and strict policies contribute to these disparities. However, alternatives like restorative justice practices can help reduce these gaps by focusing on repairing harm instead of punishment. Experiences of racism within schools can have serious effects on students' mental health. Many students of color report facing racism from peers, teachers, or through institutional practices. These experiences are linked to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. Schools that ignore racism can create environments that harm students' emotional and social development. The long history of educational inequity has led to persistent racial gaps in academic success. Students of color often have lower test scores, less access to advanced coursework, and lower graduation rates. These educational disparities can have lifelong consequences, affecting health, income, and social mobility. In high school, these issues impact daily life and social dynamics. Students of color may feel isolated or unfairly treated, affecting their motivation and engagement. Teaching conflict resolution and social justice in schools can help students understand these issues, develop empathy, and work toward more equitable environments. Schools can take practical steps to address systemic racism. Implementing anti-racist policies, providing training for teachers on cultural competence, and adopting restorative justice approaches are essential. Ensuring equitable access to resources and advanced classes is also vital. Creating safe spaces for students to discuss race and experiences of discrimination can support mental health and help build a more inclusive school community. Systemic racism affects schools by creating unequal access to resources, disproportionate discipline, harmful experiences of racism, and persistent achievement gaps. These factors shape the social and academic experiences of students, especially those of color, influencing their success and well-being throughout high school and beyond. Addressing these issues requires intentional efforts focused on equity and support for all students.